You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game again.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. We had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, my do it, King Dick back here, and welcome to Afternoon with Philly 500. What is going on, everybody? We got a lot to talk about today. It's gonna be an interesting show. I'm really curious your guys' perspective on everything that is happening and where the Eagles are at. We got some exciting games coming up, like the Chicago Bears game. It's gonna be a huge game for the Eagles, and we've got to get this offense right. What is happening, everybody? Nick, what's going on? Q-Tip, Rhino, Rocco, my man, what's happening? Luke Bradshaw, Gabe, Jay Tyler, Daniel Reeves, KGK, Philly Matt, Face. Are you from the 18 Face? William, Ryan, Grant, Hazard. Thank you guys for being here. So much. I appreciate it. Philly Style. We're here for thank you, my man. 215 Champs, what's up? Johnny Blaze of Madden. Where are you ranked in Madden right now? Philly Rapture. What's going on? Fat Lou, Sajad, Gabe, Rhino. Anybody I missed? I apologize. Did you guys watch the press conference today with Kevin Patullo? I'm dead serious. Did anybody watch this thing? It's so frustrating, these press conferences. I'm at the point now where I don't even think they should have them. What's the point? What's the point of even having them? They don't tell you anything. Let me check something in my settings here. I'm sorry, real quick. I'm getting distracted with it. Here, let's take that off. I don't know what it is, but the chat is it's delayed, big time in my screen. Not in the mainstream, but in the whatchamacallit. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But anyways, I don't know if you guys watched the press conference, but man, that is so annoying. They don't ask Kevin Patullo anything. I mean, anything. To me, it's why do you even have the press conference? It's all a farce. It's a giant farce. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Patullo's press conference is a joke. He says nothing. No, and they ask nothing. It's Kevin, what did you think about the performance of your offense? We did some good things. We got the win, and we didn't turn over the ball. What did you think about the couple drops you had? Well, a couple drops are bad. We got to make sure we catch the ball, but things happen. What did you think about A.J. Brown going down the sideline? Oh, A.J. Brown went down the sideline. He just got caught up in the route. It's no questions. What about everything that's coming out with Kevin, with Derek Gunn? What about the fact that your offense can't score points, that you get the ball at the 11-yard line and you get to the 8-yard line and kick a field goal? Why can't you? What kind of adjustments are you making or you can't make? What do you have to do to change things around? They don't ask him anything. And I mean, I understand they got to be very careful because the Eagles, they will kick them out of being there. But there's got to be a way to ask tougher questions than these softball questions, dude. This guy has no clue. I'm convinced he has no answers for what's going on at all. It just frustrates me so much. And Nick Marchetti, man, thank you for that super chat. I don't know if I thanked you, but I do appreciate it, man. That really pissed me off, dude. Nick can't even talk over play calling because he needs the offensive coordinator to do the play calling because he sucks at it. We need a new head coach. Answer but not answer. I mean, they don't even challenge, anything. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, the report came from Derek Gunn, and they didn't even ask him about it. So what are your thoughts on the reports that are out there? They don't even ask the question. And for those that don't know what the report or, what happened or what Derek Gunn said, I'm going to play what he said. And this is what Derek Gunn said, and this is what I'm talking about. And not one question came about this, which I think it would be an important question to ask.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in that organization that are frustrated with the quarterback situation right now.
Okay.
But the quarterback understands he has him over a barrel. This is almost Carson Wentz part 2. They're not going to eat. They're not going to eat this kind of money yet. There's no way they're going to eat this kind of money. Look at the cap hit they took when they got rid of Carson. And look, it took them a couple of years to get back on solid ground again, footing, because they were handcuffed financially because of what they owed in the cap hit they took with Carson Wentz. You got the same scenario here with a bigger volume of money involved here.
Okay, so that's what he said that has started, all this controversy and stuff like that. Not one question about it. I just don't understand. I just don't understand why we even have these press conferences. They're not even worth listening to anymore. And my thoughts, I'll give you my thoughts on the whole situation. I do not think Derek Gunn is a liar. I do not think he's lying. I think somebody told him it. But I think it's disinformation. I think people are putting out narratives to throw the responsibility away from themselves. All right? I really, truly believe it. If you listen to what he says, one of the things he says is basically like the coaching staff front office is getting tired of Jalen Hurts. No, what front office is going to take the viewpoint of the offensive coordinator, first-year offensive coordinator, over a Super Bowl MVP? Nobody's going to do that. To me, it seems like every time there's issues where you're going to question a coach, these narratives come out about either Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, or one of the players. So I think Derek Gunn I think somebody truthfully spoke up, but I think somebody spoke up not necessarily representing how everybody feels, but representing how they feel or who they want to protect. So to me, it's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap at the end of the day. The true problems, in my opinion, are stemming from the coaching, and that's the main thing. Now, Jalen Hurts didn't have a good game. A.J. Brown did have, all these guys can say they didn't have great games. Barkley didn't have a great game. But those just make, those issues become worse because of the coaching. Drew, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Imagine if we actually had a good offense. We would be unstoppable, Philly. So frustrating. It is. Not even a good offense. How about just a capable offense? Like just a competent offense, Devontae Jones, thank you for super chat. Play Sirianni's response on WIP this morning. I don't have that on me. Plus, I'm scared of WIP but I didn't even hear what he said. What did Nick say? Nick, thank you for the super chat. Jeff McClain threw cold water on Gunn's report. Yeah. See, I think what happens is, I think that these guys, the responsibility starts to get focused on the coaching staff, and then things get leaked out to protect them, and it's put on the player. Are players frustrated watching the tape of them missing passes? And yeah, okay, Jay, you could have gone here in this play. Yeah, that happens, but that doesn't mean that that this is Wentz 2.0. I mean, they're saying that to Derek Gunn and telling that to Derek Gunn because they're trying to put the blame on Jalen Hurts. That's what I believe. I mean, that's what I believe. Offense that can score at least 20 or more than 25 points, I think we are fine. We don't need amazing 30-point game. I agree. I agree. Derek Gunn sound like a Paul out here getting fooled by AI on Facebook. I mean, I'm sure somebody said something to him within the organization, but what's their agenda? Who are they trying to deflect responsibility on? Dean says 500. What's up? The honest truth is our offensive line has regressed, and we can't get the running game going to then use play action. Yeah, I mean, the running game has not been good, and I really think the offensive line, especially the interior, is banged up. Now you got Lane Johnson. He's out 4 to 6 weeks with a Liz Frank injury. We should talk about that. That's a big loss. We know what Lane means to this team. So that just makes all the offensive problems even more compounded. Fortunately, we're going to get him back for the playoffs, which is a break. Maybe he'll come back actually, healthy. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, the run game is a problem. With Shane Steichen, we would have been undefeated, I believe. You might be right. Hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. We got 394 people and only 709, only 80 likes. We could be over 100. And we got 1 dislike. We thank you so much for that dislike. I appreciate it, yeah. Carter says 500. It's funny, anyone thinks it's KP. They weren't paying attention to the 24 with Kellen. It's the combo of Nick and Jalen. Well, I wonder when I hear Petulo talk, I don't know if he knows what's going on. But I do think this is based upon Nick Sirianni's offense and what he wants to do. And then you have to do what Nick wants to do with his offense. And then, in that parameter, they come up with plays. But they can't adjust. I mean, they can't even adjust in-game. Isn't in-game adjustments, doesn't that fall on the offensive coordinator? They don't even adjust. He said something to the effect of, well, we now got Detroit on tape. So the next time if we play them, we know what they do. It's like, you don't know what they do already? You think they're going to come back and just do the same things they did the first time? You don't think they're going to make adjustments too? I don't get it. Larry says, you know what makes me mad about the Eagles? They always trying to find some way to blame Hurts. And this man has done nothing but bring us championships. I became the MVP and became it. Yeah, I feel you, Nick said he isn't frustrated with Hurts. He loves him, and he does want us to win games. Yeah, it's because what Nick's philosophy is, just don't turn over the ball and, score when we have to score, I guess. But, if you don't make mistakes, you're going to win the game. And that's how he's going to play. So as long as that happens, he's okay. Malik says KP and AJ are the problem. Nick doesn't want to handle the problem. I don't know about Nick sometimes, man. I mean, that's his buddy, so it's like, 500. Why do we always sour our franchise quarterbacks? McNabb, Foles, Wentz, Jalen. Well, I don't remember anybody. Yeah, they did. In Foles' first stint, some people did. Yeah, Wentz, Jalen. I don't know. I mean, I just think with Jalen, when you got a guy that took you to 2 Super Bowls, played great in both of them, and won one, I think you got to help him out. And here's the other thing. Let's say Jalen Hurts is going rogue, and Jalen Hurts is doing things that the offense coaches don't want to do. Then what does that tell you about the coaches? That he doesn't trust what they're doing. Maybe he doesn't trust the coaches. Maybe that's another issue. Shouldn't you have a coach that can work with your quarterback, that your quarterback respects enough to do what is being asked? I don't know, man. It's just weird. Devontae Jones, Joe Davis, Super Chat. Nick said it's not true, and he thinks Galen is good. I sent you the clip. Don't play. It says WIP might get you. Yeah, WIP has been known to get a few people. But, yeah, of course he's going to say it's not true, and I don't think it is true. I mean, I don't think they view Hurts as Wentz 2.0. I don't believe that at all. Fabio Davis, Super Chat. He goes, players don't want to play schemes KP or Nick run. That's what it seems like, Philly 4-for-4s. I hated Wentz from start to finish. Hey, you're entitled to that opinion. Latoya says, good afternoon, Philly in chat. What's going on? There's a significant percentage of Philly fans that have their head up their asses. What did I miss? Luke, thank you for the Super Chat, my man. He goes, main issue is route concepts. AJ Smith routes are very, very rarely attack the middle of the field. It's very predictable. The AJ's main frustration. Yeah, I think there was an article. I haven't read it yet on Bleeding Green Nation talking about stale, predictable, and basically lifeless offense is what they reviewed. So, there's something to it. And Luke, thank you for that Super Chat. Big Dev says, anyone Thing is, Hurts is crazy. Nick's basic ass play designs are so conservative. I think they want to throw more, but not the whole time. Balance is goal. Balance is goal. Roll Philly Dog says, I'm talking more organization and media than fans about the franchise quarterback. Yeah, I hear you. Stop making excuses for Hurts. I'm not making excuses. I don't think Hurts played a good game at all versus Detroit. But you know, there's a difference between making excuses for somebody or saying they were responsible for something and then just putting everything on them no matter what. If you're gonna put it all on them, then you got to put all the victories and the Super Bowl on them. Fabio David Superjet. KP needs to go back to RPOs that helped Jalen before. See, I get the sense that they're gonna once the playoffs start, they're gonna start running those a lot, but they're holding back because they don't want to get them hurt in the regular season. I do think they're going to do that, and I do think that's a plan. And the reason I say that is because a couple people have said that to me in the chat. Then listening to their press conferences, they kind of hint around it. So I think you're going to see once the playoff starts a lot more RPOs. But I think they're holding back. I think they look at the Washington game last year where he got knocked out late in the year. Like they're holding him back for that. Let's see here. Make sure I'm caught up on everything here. And Father, thanks for the super chat. Luke Brashaw, Devontae Jones, Nick, everybody who's donated. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Man, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, we can't take this offense into the playoffs. The defense is elite. The offense is garbage. Yeah, that's the whole question. Can the Eagles fix the offense or make it competent? Can they make it work? If they can do that, they're going to repeat as Super Bowl champions. If they don't do that, it's going to be a lot harder. Because if they can score 25 points a game, they're going to win every game. They're going to win every game. This defense, I mean, we're going to talk about the defense. I'm trying to save the best for last, you know. But the defense is freaking awesome. Sirianni overrules Jalen all the time. This is what AJ was alluding to. Read between the lines. Yeah, I think you're right, Denise. I think you're right. Randy says, get rid of Hurts. He's not good. He's the 22nd best quarterback in the league. I've been a Bird fan for 41 years. I've never seen a quarterback this shit, dude. Trade Hurts for Dylan Gabriel. Can't win with a running back noodle arm guy. Really? You think so, man? Man, I don't know. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks in this on this franchise that when it got to the playoffs did not perform the way Jalen Hurts did on any level. You know, I know he's not he doesn't have the big arm Josh Allen has and all that stuff, but I don't know, man. I still take a guy that finds a way to win. I'll live with his flaws, you know, but you have to have better coaches around them. But I respect your opinion. Quentin Fields, thank you for the super chat. They know if Calcaterra is in, it's a run. It's comically predictable. Yeah, they got to do something with the tight ends, too, because they can't block. Only Goddard can block, you know. And thank you for the super chat. Here's the question is, how do you fix this offense going forward? How are they going to do it? You know, I think once the playoff starts, I think you'll see more RPOs. But, you know, it's interesting. If you look at the second quarter, and they stopped doing it in the second half, but if you look at the second quarter, the drive that they scored on, they were getting the ball off at 20 seconds left in the play clock, right? You know how many times the Eagles snapped the ball with 2 seconds left, 1 second left? I mean, the defense knows when you're going to have to snap the ball, so you're not fooling them. I think I would like to see more up-tempo with this team. I really would. Author says, I hope Hurts don't get hurt at the end of the year like he has every year the last 3 years. I think that's what they're trying to avoid. I think that's why you're not seeing the RPOs. But I think once the playoff starts, I think they're going to inject it back in. Hey, Phil, have you seen more Cowboy? Yeah, I saw that. They're nuts, dude. They're nuts. Yeah, Kelly Green week. That's right. I love Kelly Green week. Good things happen with Kelly Green. People can't really speak on how Jalen played against Detroit if they weren't there. I was at the game, and it was so windy. All of us in the crowd understood that it was hard to throw. I appreciate you bringing that up, Des, because you don't know. You really don't know. Like, you were there. That pass to Saquon where Saquon was wide open. Do you think the ball was taken by the wind there? But I appreciate that because we don't know, and I have no idea how that wind was. Was it gusty too, right? It wasn't like all sustained. It was at times. Is that correct? And thank you for bringing it up. Jose says 500. What offense would you run against Hurts? Because this offense coordinator doesn't have a clue. What offense would I run against Hurts? The first thing I would do is I would get away from my tendencies that are like 70% of the time they run inside zone, stuff like that. I think I would do that. I like rolling Hurts out. They don't do that. I would like to see them use the middle of the field, throw to the middle of the field. And also, if you look at the spacing, a lot of times the receivers are all congested near each other. I don't like that either. I would like up-tempo. I think Bigsby should get more carries as well. And I like to see more outside runs. They don't run outside enough. There's a lot that they could do that they just don't do. But, I mean, we could just start with those things. Curtis and Jalen Sirianni are the problem. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Get a clue. They'll figure it out, and you will be stupid. I don't think you're talking to me. But Ultraman, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, Philly 5, what's good? What's going on, my man? How are you? Yeah, most of Gibbs' yards came from the Gibbs yards after catch. It's true. Yeah, Williams had a big run, yards after catch. He scored a touchdown. Didn't the one pass St. Brown catch on the sideline was all yards after the catch? A lot of yards after the catch. Good point. Halfway Crook, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Hurts ain't the reason we're winning. It's our defense. Even in the Super Bowl, that was all the defense of them. Stop Saquon. Jalen ain't special. Well, think about this, right? I can show you after 4 weeks, even on Cilio's show, right? One of the guys that's always criticizing Hurts. He said Jalen Hurts is the reason why the Eagles are 4-0. That people were saying it early in the year. They were saying it because the defense wasn't playing great football at the beginning of the year. They were trying to learn, trying to get used to each other, get new to the new people. And you know what? Jalen Hurts kept them in, won some early games. Now the defense gets it going. We have a few weeks, and boom, everybody forgets what happened earlier in the year. You can't dismiss that. Now Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback that ever played. He's garbage, and the defense is elite, been shutting people out all year. That's not the case. That's not the case. Early in the year, Hurts kept us in the games, won games for us. All right? And then now the defense is catching up and surpassing the offense. The offense is struggling. They got to get it back. But it's, we look at the games like the last 2 games, and we think with such a short memory. But if you look at early in those games, a lot of the reasons we won those games were Jalen Hurts. And I'm not just saying that. I could show you people who are trashing him that have said that. Bolo, thank you for the super chat. Smoking on the Lions, go Birds, F Dallas. Yes. F the Jet Boys. 2 great games offensively followed by 2 bad games. Which one Hurts responsible for? Only the bad games? No, he's not. He's not. Exactly. Do you think Tanner will finish out the season and play the last 2 games? If we clinched everything and it's all done, I do. I think that at that point we will. Yeah. Felix, what's going on, my man? Get rid of Hurts because he was the 22nd pick. Hurts wasn't the 22nd pick. Tom Brady was the 199th pick, and look how he came out. People need to stop. Yeah, but you're talking about Tom Brady, the great, the GOAT. I mean, how many Tom Bradys do we get out of the draft? Hurts was a 2nd-round pick. A Warrior Rage and oh wait, I forgot this. Sorry, Fabio, I almost clicked off of this. I apologize. Thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, wide receivers need to help Jalen Moore get rid of the ball. Look, I'm not saying there's a lot of blame right now to go around with this offense the last few weeks. I don't think Jalen Hurts has been good. I thought his worst 2 games of the year have been the last 2 games. I think you're seeing Barkley I think Barkley's pressing. He's starting to dance too much instead of hit the holes. He's always looking for a home run. But I think these things happen because of the struggles. And then your offensive line, now you got Lane Johnson out. Cam Jurgens comes back. Was he even ready to really go? Was he even really healthy? That he's out already again? I don't know. Then he says, y'all going to miss Hurts unless KP dials up better plays. Nothing will change. Force throws at AJ, and he will only get 49 yards. Some blind people, yeah? 40-something yards? Yeah. You see Hurts crying, Philly? I've never seen him look like that ever. He needs to be a man and stop crying. That lost the locker room when the leader was crying because kids. What are you talking? When was he crying? Yeah, I want to see that. I don't remember. I remember Cam Newton crying. I don't remember Hurts crying, but show me. I would love to see it. We definitely need offensive coordinator. I'm not even so sure Patullo called terrible passing game. Wide receivers had 10 drops that hit them in the hands. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of drops. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're struggling already and the narrative's out there already, and then you go out and you got missed, drops, bad throws, then everything is magnified 7-fold, Well, if it's windy, why throw the ball deep? Got to be better. Trying to think, how many times did Detroit throw deep? Did Detroit even throw deep at all? Like it was said earlier, they got a lot of yards after catch. The guy's killing. This team scored more points in the Super Bowl. Hurts has shown he can throw a long ball. I agree. 3,500, was this passing game any better last season? Do you think Kellen Moore favors the type of offense we ran last? Well, I think it was better last year. I do think it was better, but not by a lot. But what was really better last year was the running game, and the running game masked everything. And because the running game is not working, all these other things are coming out. And I think that the way the Eagles play offense, especially being ultra conservative, it works if you have a running game. But if you're not running the ball well, then you've got to take a little more chances. I think the players are frustrated because I think they want to attack more, dude. I do. Let me catch up here. I feel like I'm behind. How many people we got in here anyways? We got 485 people, only 186 likes. I'm getting killed today. Hit that like, make sure you subscribe. Even if you don't agree with me, hit the like, make sure you subscribe. We're just talking football here. We all love the Eagles at the end of the day, and we all want them to win. Jason, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. He goes, 500, keep it going. Dallas will pull all stops out. They're playing loose. Inspired energy better be up. And like you said, speed the offense up. Bootlegs, crossing routes. Patulli, Walker up. Yes, I'm with you, my man. 1,000%. We can't take any games lightly right now. We're coming through the gauntlet. We got a big game versus Chicago coming up. And we just got to take care of the business, man. We get that number 1 seed. You get that number 1 seed and you get home field advantage. That's a great equalizer, especially when you play a team like the Rams in the cold weather, or Detroit comes in again, okay, where their offenses are way better than yours. They're playing better. That weather, that home field advantage, it's a great equalizer. Derek Moore, man, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hurts gets all the smoke. Herbert is never criticized. Herbert threw 10 of 18, 81 yards. Why is Hurts hated? Man, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't get it. You look at him. You look at guys like Prescott. You look at even Lamar Jackson. None of them win the big games in the playoffs, but they never talk about it. But the Eagles, they kill Hurts, man. I agree with you. And thank you for the super chat. Halfway Crook, thank you, man, for the super chat. Appreciate it. I'm not going to go off of the last 2 games about how the last 2 years, we were 25th in passing last year and 30th this year. I've seen the quarterback do more with less. Do you think, listen, even if you're correct, right? Even if this is what you're going to get from him passing, right? Do you think that it's more important to have a guy like him that will win the big games in the big moments and make the big throw at the big moment? But maybe he doesn't, maybe his offense never, maybe the Eagles are never top 10 in passing, but they go and they win, every year, and they're in the Super Bowl 2 of the last 3 years, and you're going to Super Bowls. Which one would you rather have? I'd rather have the team that wins, and even if my quarterback is limited, which I don't think it's as bad as you think, but even if it is limited, you still win. See, I think it's limited because even when Kellen Moore was here, Kellen Moore still had to operate in the boundaries of Nick Sirianni's offense. And that, to me, is the biggest issue. I believe, get an offensive coordinator, get like an experienced offensive coordinator in here. Give him full reign of his playbook and his offense. Okay? And let Sirianni have no say in it. And then let's see what the passing game looks like. I think it'll be vastly different. I really do. I think we saw some of that with Steichen, to be quite honest with you. But hey, what do I know? I mean, Bull of the Mess, thank you for the super chat. And Halfway Crook, thank you for the super chat, my man. St. Brown did all that effing talking and lost. I know. Isn't it great? They all lose. They all talk and then they lose. That's so true. All these other quarterbacks ain't even make a Super Bowl, and they get more respect than Hurts. It's crazy to me. They just hate us. They do. No. Was that the case against Minnesota 2 weeks ago? Hurts 316 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah. And that was, at the time, remember, Minnesota's defense, their secondary hadn't allowed, over a 250-yard passer, and it was rated like one of the best secondaries in the league, and we were all talking about Isaiah Rodgers being the best cornerback. That all got blown up. If the Eagles could play like that, like they did the second half of the Rams game, in the first half of Tampa, they can play like that offensively. Nobody will beat them. Can they get back to that? Really more importantly than anything in the passing game, it's the running game. You're going to go into the playoffs. You're going to play in cold weather. The playoffs, you have to be able to run the ball. Can they get the running game going? Philly Rapture says, everybody said we lose in Green Bay, then said the Lions were going to come into Philly and light up the scoreboard. Didn't happen. Has anyone considered KP isn't showing everything? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Christopher says, it's not that if he's limited, Jalen is limited. And obviously the coaches don't trust him, which is why I keep saying shed some of the contracts on the offense and invest on defense. Well, if he's limited, then wouldn't you need better receivers? As frustrating as it is, wouldn't you need to put better receivers around the limited quarterback to get more out of him? Or, if he's doing this with two top tier receivers, what is he going to do with 2 average receivers? If that's the case. See, this is a great argument of the century. We got a team that is literally like in the golden years, could possibly win another Super Bowl. And it's is it the quarterback? Is it the coaches? The quarterback, the coaches. It's like, is it Belichick? Is it Brady? I would like to see another coach come in and work with Hurts. Another coordinator. But somebody that doesn't have to work off of Nick's offense. In Flight Dave for Super Chat, we need Frank Reich versus the boys. See, I think that's the other thing the Eagles should do. I think as soon as they can get Frank Reich as a consultant, I think fresh eyes to come in and help them with the game plan and what's being seen on offense. I think the Eagles could use some fresh eyes there. I really do. And thank you for super chat. Hurts will be traded or cut before Brown does. Watch Philly. All right, Randy. I'm going to remember you said that. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Frank can't work with Nick. Why? I thought they were like really close friends. Why can't they? Frank wouldn't be a good choice in my opponent. But no, it's fair. It's fair. Halfway Crook, thank you for super chat. We're not asking Jalen to win us the games, just not lose it for us. That's the difference with elite quarterback that is saying behind them. Come on now. Well, yeah, but I think we're talking about two different things. You're talking about elite quarterbacks, like Brady, Manning back in the day. Like, you're talking about elite quarterbacks even today, right? I'm talking about a competent offense that can, when you have first and 10 at the 11 after interception, can score a touchdown. I'm talking about an offense that can be good enough to score when it needs to score and, do the things it has to. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen right now or in getting 5 touchdowns a game. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about a competent offense because your elite part of this team is on your defense. And for us to win this year, Jalen's doesn't need to be elite. He needs to be competent. The offense needs to be able to sustain drives and to move the ball. And if they can score 20 to 25 points a game, they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. And I appreciate the super chat. We get so caught up in this guy's elite, this guy's not, this guy's the second best quarterback, the third best quarterback. We get so caught up in that, but the truth is at the end of the day, what matters most? Winning Super Bowls. That to me is the number one thing. And as for this offense this year, I'm worried about them being competent and being able to move the ball, score. I'm not worried about whether or not Jalen Hurts is considered elite by many people. I don't care about that right now. I care about winning Super Bowl. That's where my focus is. Because he's not playing like an elite quarterback right now. I think the last 2 weeks have been bad. I think the whole offense is not playing elite right now. However, I think Jalen Hurts has elite traits. It's like Dave or Super Chat. He goes, if Frank can win with Wentz, imagine with Jalen. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking just bring him in can we just bring him in as a consultant for the rest of the year? Well, go get Vic Fangio. Let him come up with an offensive game plan. My God, We got a championship level defense, a happy meal ass play call. I know, it's true. And that may still be good enough to win. That's what's crazy about it. Everybody loves Attack National Media for hating on the Eagles, but between WIP and Derek Gunn, it's a local media. Oh, well, they love it because it brings views and stuff like that, We have 520 people in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's an interesting discussion. It is, and to me, we're so far in the season now. The big changes that are going to have to be made, you have to wait till the off season. To me, my focus is, okay, how do you get this offense to start running the ball well, to start moving the ball well? I just think it's so unacceptable that DeJean gets an interception early in that game, and you're at the 11-yard line, and then you kick a field goal at the 8-yard line. I just think that, you can't do that. Chiefs, Bucks, Rams, Vikes, Packs, Lions. WWE. Yeah, all W's, man. All W's. I mean, you just can't deny, people want to say, well, what elite trait does Jalen Hurts have? He wins. He's a winner. He finds ways to win at the big moments. And I'll take a quarterback that could do that any day of the week over a lot of these quarterbacks. Desmar says, Jalen Hurts is 24-3 in the last 27 games. and is a Super Bowl MVP. The hate is fueled by trolls propaganda. They don't want to see us go back to back, but it's not going to work, 500. I agree. We're going to go win this thing again. I do think they're going to figure it out on offense. I think figure it out enough to get this offense moving. I think once the playoffs start, you're going to see them implement the RPOs, and that's going to be a big help for a playoff run. Did he really? Wow. Did he really, or he will? Okay, you say he isn't, but it's Nick. Nick Sirianni? What? I don't. Well, I missed the first part of the question, Lawrence. Can you repeat it, and I'll try to answer it. Have to win this with must win. Yeah, well, that Bears game is going to be huge, man. So if everyone wants change, but it's not changing in season. It's only how change all season. How are you going to force it? And if Nick goes too bad for keeping things get well, it could get interesting especially if they lose. But I do think there's going to have to be changes. KB's gameplay works if quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs are doing their job. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. But I mean, you could be right. Nick and Kevin are not aggressive coaches. They are not. JP says, I think Hurts is a elite quarterback, top 5, but he's had too many different offensive coordinators. If his wide receivers can't get separation, then they rather not get a turnover. But he has had 2 bad games. He's normally better in deep balls. He is normally better. And maybe the weather has played a big part of that. People who were at the game have said it was really bad. So, we're going to find out this week, because this week there is going to be no wind. Hey, Gotti, thank you for Super Chat. Who should we hire? I don't know, man. I don't know as of right now. I wanted to see what Lawrence. I wanted to see what his question was. Lucius, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Jalen Hurts can be elite. The problem is they won't let him. Basic concepts, poor coaching, O-line playing bad, etc. But it's easy to pile on Hurts. See, that's what I think. I feel like in my gut that the offense limits him to being able to go out and show that. And then, when you're in a situation like last game where it's bad weather and windy and, neither quarterback is doing much, then everybody kills him. Hurts fights back. Yeah, I think so. I mean, he needs to speak up. I do agree with that. And he should speak up to Nick. If that's what you're asking me. It's like, thank you for Super Chat. What if different from this year versus 2023 collapse? Defense. You two big differences from this year and last year are defense. That collapse in 2023 stemmed not from the offense. That was stemming from the defense. Okay, that defense couldn't stop anybody. Then they fired the coach, the defensive coordinator, and that threw everything into turmoil. Right now, you have Vic Fangio, and you have a way better defense. That's the difference, in my opinion. If the Eagles were going to have that kind of collapse again, it would have been this game. This would have been the game that happened. And thank you for that Super Chat. Jerry says, Hurts also won all those games due to talent we have, and our defense is a big reason we win a lot of games as well. It was, but early on, the defense wasn't. I mean, early on, I can show you a clip of Dan Sileo saying, the only reason the Eagles are 4-0 is Jalen Hurts. Well, where is that gone? Do we just forget about that? Oh, you're guessing he will? Yeah, you're probably right, KCA. So it's hard to say because we won a Super Bowl with Nick, but he should have promoted Steichen. Steichen. Look what Steichen has done with Daniel Jones. He was good, right? 500, they are holding Hurts from running to protect him for playoffs. I think you're right. I think it was Nick or Patullo, they asked the question, and they kind of didn't answer it, but I got the impression that you're right. I think you're right. I think they're going to unleash the RPO once the playoff starts. I think they're holding back. I think they're thinking about that Washington game last year where he got a concussion. So I think once the playoff starts, I think you're going to see it. Kellen Moore had us flying high. He's not special. He just needs someone who hasn't been here for the whole time with Nick KP. He's seen so many offenses as Hurts. He cannot find his own style plays. Let me ask you guys something. Do you think Hurts was happy that Patullo was the offensive coordinator? I'm just curious because I wonder what kind of say he would have in it. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to know. Look, I text Lori and Howie about change, so now I see them putting Lampkin. Todd can't play. Oh, I would love Lampkin. I'm all about seeing Lampkin play. I think that center spot I think that has killed us, man. I totally agree. I think that center spot has killed the Eagles this year. It just has. Let me take a look at this poll. Where's my poll? Where the hell's my poll at? I want to see the poll results. Get this stupid chat summary thing. Get off of there, chat summary. I can't see it. Eagles' offensive philosophy stinks, just the facts. Play design horrible, play calling scheme, everything about it. Shane had it going and he was mastermind. I agree. Yeah, but not just this year, last year's and Super Bowl or defense. Yeah. Hey, look, at the end of the day, we all know it. You gotta be able to play on both sides. It's true. I love how all these effing idiots are going after Gunn because you reported what guys on the offense said about Hurts, and now fans, if they're feeling that so soft, he's reporting what the players are saying. Yeah, like I said earlier, Bubba, I believe he's telling you the truth of what was reported. I have no doubt. I believe that. Question was it correct? Were they giving him right information? That's where I wonder. KP said Smitty dropped 3 passes versus the Lions. Smitty's one drop did not allow possible field goal at the end of the half. With the wind and the distance, it's likely going to be no good. Is that what he said? Does it always feel like every week he kind of puts it on the player? Like, I don't know about this guy, man. Would have scored on Dijon pick if Nick trusted Squirts, dude. Squirts? Is that what you're calling him? No, that's so wrong. Randy, man. You're calling him Squirts. That's brutal, man. No, he goes for it when it's 4th and inches. One, so they could do the tush with. The Lions kept going for it on 4th because they trust Goff. Yeah. And they went 0-5. Yeah, they went 0-5. He called them Squirts. I'm sorry. That's kind of funny. It's wrong, but it's funny. You know what's funny is if Darius was still there, we know everything in his podcast. We would know everything with Slay. KP makes excuses, he does. Rare bread game for Smitty. How often we don't see Smitty doing it. Yeah. Smitty doesn't drop passes. It's very rare. Smitty has one bad game when you're one him, and he yelled at the offense coordinator. I love Smitty. Smitty's the man. He had a bad game. It happens. And I'm glad he yelled at the coach. When the run game is firing and Jalen is a threat to run, Smitty, AJ, and Dallas wide open as first reads, and Jalen looks great. When they aren't wide open, Jalen gets gunshot. He does. He holds it back because he doesn't want to turn the ball over. Yeah, I love Smitty. Smitty won YRC1. He definitely, I believe, is a number 1 receiver. Fire Sirianni for Kellen Moore. Yeah, you can't do that. Lions kept going for it on 4th because they trust Goff. How did they turn out for them. It didn't work good. 500. No, Philly 500. I was making it. Oh, because someone said, okay, gotcha. All right, I was gonna say, what the heck? Think the offense holding off? Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, if the offense just could become competent, just be competent, you're gonna go back and win the Super Bowl. You know. No, the line hasn't, Lawrence. You're right. The line has not been good all year. I agree. I think that's one of the big problems, especially the center. I would love to see Lampkin get an opportunity. You know. Now, I know we have talked about it, but I do want to talk about this defense, all right? Because this defense, I mean, my God, this defense is a Super Bowl caliber defense. And I got to say, man, Nakobe Dean, the addition of Nakobe Dean coming back from injury and Jalen Phillips has completely transformed this defense. And now you're seeing guys like Makuba, he's getting experience, he's starting to play better. This defense is not even peaked yet. They're going to continue to get better and better. But this is a scary-ass defense. Can you imagine what this defense is going to be by the time the playoffs start? It's going to be unreal. You know, it's going to be unreal. Yo, Philly, my Steelers play the Bears Sunday. I hope Rodgers plays. Yeah, I hope he does too. Yeah, Toth is bad, Lawrence. Toth, I haven't liked Toth. Yeah, and that's a great point. Special teams coach. Special teams was great also. I mean, they got nothing on the return game. So, yeah, shout out to the special teams coach. That defense, man, my God. And Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean was the best player on the field. And he, just watch him cover Gibbs. Watch him run over Montgomery on a blitz. I mean, he's special, man. You got to find a way to keep him. Defense is on fire, 16 points in 2 games. I love it. I know. I love it too. So you guys have a good defense, bro. All you need to get good. We got 3 good linebackers. I mean, we got really good linebackers. We got great defensive tackles. We now got a legit pass rusher in Jalen Phillips. And wait until Nolan Smith can take more snaps as well. And Jalix Hunt, I mean, dude, I complained about Jalix Hunt. I thought he was like half-assing it against the Giants in that game. The whole defense was, but man, Jalix Hunt has come on big time. This defense is a championship defense, and it's one of the better defenses I think the league has seen in the last 10 years. And they're going to only continue to get better. And I don't think it's going to be a one-year thing. A lot of these guys are back next year. We're not going to have the turnover to the point we had last year on defense. Freddie, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, we need to clean up the penalties. Big problem. Penalties, offensive penalties kill us. Yeah, Nakobe Dean I didn't think Nakobe Dean would come back and be as good as he is so quick. Freddie, man, thank you for that super chat, by the way. The pass game is what it has been since week 4 last year. Without a run game, we see more this year. Yeah. Nakobe Dean Hole Monitor. Is that his nickname? I like it. 5 out. Where are the Hurts designed runs? Seem to always save the aspect of the offense. Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier. I think they're holding it back. I really do. Those Georgia guys have played a lot of games together and paying dividends in the NFL. They really are. Jalix, have you seen Mike? Oh my God, man! Those Georgia boys play a lot of games together. That's pain. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge when they've been together so long, and they're young too, man. They're unbelievable. Halfway Crook, thank you for super chat. He goes, we thought our heart left with CJ, but Nakobe is him. You're right. I mean, you're definitely right. And now the fact that Makuba, I mean, he's made mistakes early in the season. He's starting to get better. And even Vic Fangio was like, you know, it's week 11. He's not a rookie anymore. I love it. I love that those guys are playing so much. Penalties are a big problem, Steven. I agree. And you may be right. You were bashing Hunt. I wasn't bashing. I never bashed him. I didn't like his play. He was non-existent. But look at him, and he's another guy. We forget how young he was, and he needed time to develop. Now he's what, your third pass rusher, and it's a great role for him. Freddie, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, we need the Falcons to win. Rams have a top 8 pick. Shaking my head. Oh, the Rams got their first? Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Oh yeah, the Phillips trade. What a steal. And it was so smart because he knew the system. Because Phillips is coming in there and he's getting more snaps than anybody. I love it. Well, maybe only Carter I think had more than him. What are we gonna do about Campbell? I think you continue to just have Campbell and Dean. Use Campbell. Let him move around the edge rusher some. Let him work on that in the offseason a little bit, but keep him as off the ball linebacker as well. I think you bring back Dean. I think you get Bond. Bond plays another year. You get another year or so out of Bond. And then eventually down the road in the future, your linebacker should be Dean and Campbell. Dean's biggest issue is got to stay healthy. He's just got to stay healthy. But my gosh, Carter lickback game on Dak, I would love it. Hey, and also, dude, we got to talk about Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis has been so good. He's arguably he's having a better year than Jalen Carter. And Jalen Carter's starting to get it going, but man, those defensive tackles are great. And Ojomo too. Do we even talk about Milton Williams leaving anymore? Ojomo's been great. We need the same pressure on the offensive line. I agree. Bond's going after one more year. Campbell is the replacement. Dean and Campbell. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't think people realize we have literally the hardest schedule in NFL. They don't. People don't even realize that we didn't have back-to-back home games. I mention that all the time. People are like, really? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, McDaniels would be somebody I would consider. The Kobe plays big. He is big. And listen, I have not been upset against. I was not upset at all with Jahad Campbell's play as a rookie. And now you got Dean. Dean's just killed it. Reed says 3 pass defender from Carter were huge. They were huge. Well, Carter had what, 2, and Davis had 3 batted down balls. Yeah, Jordan Davis has been playing great. He really has. The Lions crazy, Philly. Let's go. It is. Jahad hesitates too much. Trusts his gut and to be physical. I think that comes with playing in the NFL. Like, comes with getting comfortable and playing, I don't want anything to do with the ball. I don't want nothing to do with him. As I said with the ball, I didn't like the way he yelled at the doctors when his guy was hurt. I didn't like the reports that he was kept threatening Kafka. And the fact that he refused to interview with the Eagles when we tried to interview him for a coaching job. I don't want anything to do with him. Why, if he's so great, why did he not be able to get Daniel Jones playing better? When he was with Josh Allen turned the ball over all the time. D-line's great. It really is. Kevin Stefanski as offensive coordinator would be interesting. Perhaps. Right now, all that stuff that's off the season, the all-season stuff. We got some big games coming, man. That Chicago game Black Friday, you got a first place NFC North team that, we got to win that game. We got to win that game, take care of business. Do we draft Flames replacement? If they're there. Jacoby's been playing well. She's been playing awesome. I agree. Yeah, it's hard to say should we draft the guy's replacement. It depends how the draft falls and all that. Man, thank you for super chat. You and Joey both said we need to trade Dean once Campbell. We got Campbell. Well, yeah, because I didn't expect. I thought Dean was going to come back, Mad Titan, and I thought he was going to be, coming back from a knee injury, wouldn't be 100%, and Campbell would have just ran with it. And that was more a credit to my thinking was that was more because I thought so highly of Jahad Campbell. did not expect Dean to come back and play the way he's been playing. That obviously changes everything, in my opinion. Now I see them both as the future, you know? Dean is never going to stay healthy because the way he plays his hair on fire because of his size. He's going to get hurt. Well, I mean, that's going to be the main thing for Dean going forward, right? It's can Dean stay healthy? That's the whole question. That's the whole shabam. Yeah, he looks better than he did last year. He's just, man, I love Dean. No trade Trotter. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think Trotter's a decent linebacker, but these guys are so good. Like I said, you got to go back to like the 90s since the Eagles have such a great linebacking core. You really got to go back to then. Inflight Denver Super Chat. How do you think we play against the Jet Boys this week? I think the offense is going to come out, and I think the offense is going to tear it up. I think the offense has a big game, and they're going to score a lot of points. And I think the defense is going to do their thing, and I think it's going to be interesting getting out of that game and looking forward to Chicago, because that Chicago game's the big game. That Chicago game's a huge game. So, yeah, I think the one thing I like about Hurts is every time you get these things and these issues and all this shit comes up and we talk about it all week, usually Hurts responds with a big game. It's almost like sometimes he needs it and he feeds off of it. I think he's going to have a big game. What's up, Thomas Marshall? How are you? And thank you, Inflight, for Super Chat. Yes, I would. Yeah. But I don't think that'll happen. Hey, Fiverr, say if the Eagles did win the Super Bowl this year with KP, do you still keep him or move the offensive core like with that? I think it depends, like what the offense does the rest of the year. If let's say we're every game from here on in, we're barely scoring any points, we're under 20 points a game every game, and the defense is winning, then I would make a change. If he can figure it out, then no. But I think we may be in a situation where you have to consider it. Dean strengthened his upper body while he was recovering. He put on 6 pounds of muscle. I shown. Yeah, I mean, dude, just watching him blitz. I mean, dude, he was stride for stride with Gibbs. Jamar Gibbs is fast. Did you see him cover? Man, Nakobe Dean's so impressive. I did not expect him to come out the way he's come out. And geez, and then you add him and then Jalen Phillips, right? You're adding those two guys, and then you're adding, Nakobe Dean, not Nakobe Dean. Well, Nakobe Dean comes in, Jalen Phillips you trade for, but you're also getting Nolan Smith back. You bring Brandon Graham in. All of a sudden, it's not too bad. Let me see this poll. So the poll, I ended the poll here. I want to see what it said. Poll says, who do you hold responsible for the offensive problems? 61% said Kevin Patullo. 23% said Nick Sirianni. 14% said Jalen Hurts. And 2% said A.J. Brown. That was out of 735 votes. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I tend to agree. I think it's on one of those two guys. What is that? I want a player for AJ after the season. AJ may be worth third, fourth. Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll deal with that. I got a lot to say on that. I'm really trying to hold that back. I think Saquon is partially to blame for the run game regression. I don't think he hits the holes like Tank Bigsby does. Yeah, but also remember this, and I'm not disagreeing with you, because I think he's pressing, and I think he's shuffling a lot. I think he's trying to hit a home run all the time. But I also think that when Bigsby is in the game, the defense treats it a lot different. You look how they worry about Barkley when he's on the field. The defense knows that Barkley's not on the field when Tank is in. So I think it's a little easier for Tank in that way. But I do think you should give Tank more carries. You know, if it backs the defense off and you get something out of it, do it. Jahad was my teammate in high school. He's a dog and a team player. He'll be great. I love him. I think Jahad Campbell is great. It's just that Nakobe Dean's been a force. Nakobe Dean should be comeback player of the year right now. Okay, it's crazy. Do you trade Zach Bond and let Dean Campbell? No, I don't trade Zach Bond. Zach Bond's still really good. I mean, we forget how good Bond is. I think Bond stays another year. Bond's got, 3-year deal? So I keep Bond at least one more year. And then I probably go Campbell Dean. And that gives Dean a chance to prove he can stay healthy, no? Top Bond gave Dean a nickname, the Hall Monitor, and he's the one who says there's no running in the hall. That's pretty good. That's a great nickname. The Hall Monitor. I love it. Yeah, Bond is great. Bond is excellent. I mean, did you see Bond catch? He caught Gibbs from behind the line of scrimmage. He was, I think, sideline to sideline. Bond's everywhere. I don't know why they don't run Tank to set up Barkley, soften up the line, and then let Barkley go outside. Yeah, I agree with you. What do you think our needs are for the future? I think the needs are going to be to start replenishing the offensive line. Like, I think that you got your defensive players, and you're going to have to pay them. But I think you need to. We need some youth on this offensive line. I think we got to start bulking it back up. I think you need a tight end. You're definitely going to need that. But I think you got to go offensive line a little bit this off season. I don't know. Is Marty Morningwig even around? I thought he was retired. Mark thinks the Jet Boys have a chance Sunday. Of course he does. But it'll be an interesting game. It's a Kelly Green game. But that Chicago Bears game, I'll tell you what, that Bears is a big game. That Bears game is where we got to be focused. Gustavus is not cocky or anything, but I think after the Lions win, I think one seed is wrapped up. Just finished our hardest part of the schedule, and we should rest guys for playoffs. It's too early because you're 8-2, but remember the Rams are 8-2 also. We have the tiebreaker on them, but they got the same record. The Rams play the Buccaneers this week. What we need is we need to win, and we need the Buccaneers to beat the Rams. That would give us some breathing room, but it's still too early. You'd give Tank 40% of the carries down defenses, keep Barkley fresh. Wow. I don't know. I wouldn't give him that much, but I think good 10 carries a game. If we pay Phillips this year, do we lose Jordan Davis or wait to end next year's sign? No. Jordan Davis is here one more year after this year. We got Jordan Davis all next year. So you got time with Jordan Davis. I think you try to sign Jordan Davis to extension. I think you pick up Nolan Smith's option year and you don't pay him and you pay Jaden Phillips with that money instead. And then we see let Nolan Smith, let him do what Jordan Davis is doing. I think you got to sign Jordan Davis. I think that you're going to have to make a switch where the offense is going to be the team that has young players around the quarterback, around Devontae, and you're going to kind of rebuild with those guys. And the defense is where you're going to pay the money. That's what's going to happen within the next few years. Trey Brown, thank you for super chat. Goes, why? If I were Cowboy fans, so delusional and say, the Jet Boys live in the They live in the 90s. I feel like Jalen Carter's going to have a big game after getting AJ. I think you're right. I think he will too. Yeah, I think Jordan Davis must sign. I like to keep Ojomo too. He's been beast. Yeah, he's a guy. He's not going anywhere. We got Jordan Davis is signed through next year. You have Ojomo signed through next year. Trying to think who else. Carter, you're going to give the huge contract extension. We're going to have to sign Jalen Phillips and Dean. 100% correct, 500. The only big decision of free agency this offseason are Carter and Phillips. Dean, Goddard, Reed, Ojomo are all good, but not cap breaking. Yeah, but Ojomo's still here one more year. Goddard, you got to figure something in that tight end situation. And then Reed, I think you could sign Reed cheap. I don't think Reed's going to break the bank for you, you know? So, I think he's a solid starter. He's not all pro, all world, but he's solid. Phillips is and Carter's going to get the money. You got to pay Carter. You don't waste time. You pay Carter, and then you try to get Phillips signed. I wish I could drink a beer. He said, "Yeah, man, me too. Maybe one of these days we'll do like a meet and greet. It'll happen." Trey Brown, man, thank you for super chat. He goes, "They think we are losing to them by 2 scores." Shake my head. Yeah, I don't know, but I tell you what, that Chicago game's a big game coming up. It's a big game. You know, there's first place in the division. They're fighting for playoffs. It's a playoff contender. We gotta do something. We gotta beat the Bears on Black Friday. Carter, Phillips, Dean Davis in that order. Yes. I was trading AJ before the trade deadline. I'm worried some Pillsbury doughboy got sensitive and silenced me. On my channel? Well, that shouldn't happen, man. That should not happen. If that did happen, I apologize, but that should never happen on this channel. You're allowed to speak whatever you want. Well, originally from the Philly area, I was born in Philly, grew up in South Jersey, Washington Township. Also, I lived in Maryland, grew up some there too. But yeah, from the East Coast, I'm out west now since I got married. I had to come out and see about a girl. Is that what the movie says? Bonzo, you Douglas. What are you guys talking about? I think some people be lying, to be honest. True. They do. I don't know. Are you talking about the leaks and stuff? What do you think about trading AJ for one and doing whatever it takes to get Jeremiah Smith? I think it's key. That's my plan. My plan is to get Jeremiah Smith in 2027. So I'm loading up for first-round picks to make sure I can get up and get him. That's my plan. You know? Anyways, who knows? I see a lot of infighting here. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Let me see. Hey, Thomas Marshall, where are you at, man? I think as a GM, every 2 years we should have a sacrifice player with a high trade capital. Yeah, maybe. Killer clowns from outer space. I don't know. When Joey watches something about Mary, I can't imagine myself liking a show called Killer Clowns. But we'll see. But Darren, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Oh, your brother does? Very cool. Oh, you're in the Philippines. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's cool. How do you like the Philippines? I wonder if this shit is a hit the fans with Petula and Jalen Hurts. Nah, you know what's gonna happen? People are gonna talk shit all week. They're gonna trash Hurts, and then he's gonna go out and have a gigantic game, right? And he's gonna win, and that'll be that. And then we'll get ready for Chicago, because that Chicago game's a big game. I'm telling you guys, Chicago game's a big game for us. If we don't put 30 up against them, then we have some major concerns on our offense. It's hard to say. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know it feels like that, but, you know, get the win, get it ready. Then we got to start doing that, you know, watching Chicago. You reach me enough. Thanks for 500. There are a lot of comments, and sure, mine were just read. I know I miss comments, and every stream I get people get upset with me, but I don't ignore anybody's comments on purpose. I don't. Unless you're fighting with each other and stuff, I try to skip over those, but I don't try to skip comments. It's just hard to keep up. As much as everyone wants to trade Jay, there will not be a single player I want. Honest God, love this team, every single player. I love every team. I love every player on this team too. You just left skinny right now. Oh, it's good? Yeah, I want to try it. I definitely want to try it. If we lock up the 1 seed, how early you think we do that? Well, the Rams right now, I would say if we lock up the 1 seed, it's probably going to be the last 2 weeks of the season. The Rams and the Eagles they got the same record. So I would say unless the Rams lose a few games, and they got some tough games, I think the Rams are going to lose to Tampa. I think Tampa's going to beat them. But I would say the last 2 weeks of the season, we're gonna lock up the division. We may lock up the division Black Friday. We may have this division locked up before December even starts. You know, so you got to really focus on that 1 seed. That's why that Chicago Bears game is important. It's where I'm looking. Oh, I don't fear the Bears either. We're gonna beat the crap out of them, but it's a big game. Why is Thursday Night Football born? Oh, you know why? Because the rules are that I think every team plays on Thursday Night Football. So they always try to pair up a bad team with a good team so you want to watch a good team. And that's why. They should stop doing that. If you're not a good team, you don't need to be on Thursday Night Football. Matter of fact, just get rid of Thursday Night Football altogether except for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's got the Chiefs and the Jet Boys. That's a good game. And then you got the Detroit and the Green Bay Packers. That's actually the early game. I might even stream that game. I'm thinking about giving up my Thanksgiving to stream that game because I think it's such an interesting game. I love the Bears, just not on Black Friday. Right. Yeah. We had a little Bear alliance with the Eagles. I liked it. I'm down with it. Rocky, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Patullo fired yet? Not yet. Is Philly more talked about than the Jet Boys? Why every year with controversy surrounding this team? Yeah, of course we are. I mean, we're relevant. They're not relevant. From North Philly by a San Francisco fan. How do you become a Niner fan? Curiosity. I'm down with getting rid of Thursday Night Football except for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it does. It stinks. I thought we could lock up this division this Sunday versus the Jet Boys. Let's say if you win this week, you have 9 wins. They would have, 6 losses? They still could win 11 games. So, no, they still could technically win, 10 games. But if you win this game, they lose Thanksgiving, and then you win on Black Friday, the division's over. Yeah, Eagles are going to have a lot of games in 12 days. Yeah, I heard about the Bears-Eagles alliance. I honored it. I didn't sing the Trubisky song, all out of whiskey, 'cause I lost my Trubisky. I know Philly was right to say that the Bears still stink. I didn't say that all week. You rep Eagles, thanks for that. Thank you. Phil, you think Rams have one more loss in them, Philly? Yeah, I think they got a couple in them. I know the Rams are good. I think the Rams are good, but, I think the Buccaneers are perfectly built to beat them. I think the Bucs are going to go in and beat them on Sunday Night Football. They also got to play Seattle in Seattle one more time. They almost lost that first game. They got to play Detroit still. So, yeah, they got a few losses in them. But it would be nice if we win Sunday and then the Rams, let's say they lose, that would give us a 1.5 game lead on them. That's huge. Yeah, I can see that too, Donnie. I think Trubisky's in Buffalo. I actually think he's in Buffalo, man. Yeah, I think he's in Buffalo. Where are we at here? All right, so yeah, it's an hour and 20 minutes. I've got to go. I got some things to do. I will have a video out later on, but I want to thank everybody for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. I will definitely see you guys a little later. Definitely tomorrow. And yeah, with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for the interesting. I thought it was an interesting discussion, and you know, who knows? The debate rages on, but all I know is the Eagles got to get this offense going, and we're going back to the Super Bowl. But with that said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. And with that, I will talk to you later. Peace.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.